Hi, in the previous session we have learned about the basics of integration. Now let's move ahead. Let's see how we use substitution in integration. Now consider this question which we have previously solved. Integration of cos 3x. What is integration of cos x? It is sin x. So integration of cos 3x will be sin 3x upon 3. Because the coefficient of x is 3, hence we divided by the coefficient. Remember, this is not a chain rule because integration does not have a chain rule. Okay. Now let us have a look at this question. Integration of x raised to 9 into sec square x raised to 10. So there's a function within a function. There's x raised to 10 inside sec square theta. So we know integration of sec square theta is tan theta. But sec square x raised to 10, this function creates a problem. This is called as a composite function. Okay. So whenever we find a function within a function, we need to substitute this function as a single variable. So we'll substitute x raised to 10 is equal to t. Now once we have converted that into a single function, single variable, we have to substitute dx as well. Now where can we find dx? We need to differentiate what we have substituted. So x raised to 10, the derivative of x raised to 10 is 10 x raised to 9 and derivative of t with respect to x is dt by dx. We have to cross multiply dx on the right hand side. So we'll get 10 x raised to 9 into dx is equal to dt. Now in the question we have x raised to 9 as well as dx. So x raised to 9 into dx will be dt upon x raised to 10. So these are the substitutions which we have to do in this question to convert it into an integrable function. Now once we have substituted, look at our question now. It is integration of sec square t into dt by 10. 1 by 10 is a constant term, we can take it outside the integration. In the integration, we will be left with sec square t, and we know the integration of sec square t is tan t. So your final answer will be 1 by 10 tan t plus c. Now our variable was not t, it was x. So we need to resubstitute. And what is t? It is x raised to 10. So this brings us to a final answer. So this is how we use substitution in integration. Most of the times, whenever we find a composite function, a function within a function, we need to substitute that function as a single variable. Now let's have a look at another question. Now look at this question. We have e raised to x into x plus 1 upon sine square x into e raised to x. Now where do you see a composite function here? We have x into e raised to x inside sine square theta, right? So this is a composite function. We need to substitute this value as a single variable. So substituting x into e raised to x as t and differentiating to get the value of dx. Here we have two terms, so we have to apply the UV rule here. So x into derivative of e raised to x is e raised to x, and e raised to x derivative of x is 1. So we'll get this value, and we know this complete term is present in the question. So we have to substitute all this value as dt and x into e raised to x as t. So this brings up to the question integration of 1 upon sine square t. And what is 1 upon sine square? It is cosec square. And we know the integration of cosec square is minus cot. So integrating and resubstituting the value of t back in the question will get our answer. So let's have a look at another question. So we have integration of e raised to tan inverse x upon 1 plus x square dx. Again, we know integration of e raised to x is e raised to x. But instead of x, we have another function. So this is the composite function here. We need to substitute tan inverse x as t. Okay. So substituting tan inverse x as t, differentiating it will get the value of 1 upon 1 plus x square dx as dt, which is already present in the question. So our question is simply e raised to t dt, and the integration of e raised to 2 is e raised to t plus c. And resubstituting will get our final answer. So it's quite simple. Now it is not always that we need to find a composite function to substitute. There are certain cases where you need to look at the numerator and the denominator to find out whether we need substitution or not. For example, let's look at this question. We have integration in such a form. If you look carefully at the denominator, just look at the denominator, derivative of 10 raised to x plus x raised to 10. What is derivative of this term? we know the derivative of a raised to x is a raised to x log x. So the derivative of 10 raised to x is 10 raised to x into log 10, which is there in the numerator. As well as derivative of x raised to 10 is 10x raised to 9, which is also present in the numerator. So here we need to substitute the complete term in the denominator as t. So taking this as t and differentiating it, we get the term in the numerator which completely becomes dt. So substituting these values, I'll get a simple answer as log t, and resubstitute the value of t, I'll get the required answer. So here we have a small shortcut to simplify these type of questions. Whenever we find the derivative of the denominator in the numerator, the answer can directly be written as log of the denominator. So this is our formula. Now let us try to use this formula in another question as well. Now look at this question. We have integration of 1 by x into log x. Now this 1 by x can be taken in the numerator. Now here you can see the derivative of log x is 1 by x, which is present in the numerator. So the answer can directly be used by this formula. If the derivative of denominator is present in the numerator, the answer should be log of the denominator. So answer should be log of log x plus c. So it's quite easy to use this formula if we know derivative of denominator is present in the numerator. Now let us have a look at this question. We have integration of sec square x upon root of tan x. Now again, just like the previous question, we can see the derivative of tan x is sec square x. But we cannot use the direct formula because the denominator this time is in the square root. So let us try our old technique. Let us substitute tan x is equal to t. Now when we substitute tan x is equal to t, derivative of tan x is sec square x dx, which becomes dt. So the complete numerator becomes dt, and we have a simple question that is 1 upon root t. So simplifying this and integrating it by the normal formula, we get our answer as 2 root of tan x plus c. Now again, we can derive a simple trick for this question as well. Whenever we find that the derivative of denominator is present in the numerator, but the denominator is in a square root, so the answer can directly be written as 2 into the denominator plus c. So this brings up to the new formula or a new trick to solve the questions quickly. If you find the derivative of denominator which is inside the root in the numerator, we can write the answer as 2 into the denominator plus c. Now let us use this formula to solve a quick question. So we have integration of e raised to 2x upon root of e raised to 2x plus 5. Now denominator, it is e raised to 2x plus 5. Let us find a derivative of it. It is e raised to 2x into 2, whereas the derivative of 5 is 0. So we have the derivative of this term like this. Now is it present in the numerator? Not completely. We can adjust 2 though. So we can multiply and divide by 2. Now we can see the derivative of this term is directly present in the numerator. Okay. So we can directly use this formula. We can keep this 1 by 2 aside and we can apply the formula. We'll get 2 root of the denominator, and this should be our final answer. So now let's have a look at yet another question. We have integration of cos x into sine raised to 7x. Now we haven't learned UV rule so far in integration, but even without that we can simplify this question and solve the question easily. Again, we know there is no chain rule. So we have raised to 7 and we have sin x inside it. So this is the kind of composite function. So let us substitute sin x is equal to t. So when you substitute sin x is equal to t, I get cos x dx is equal to dt. Oops. So simplifying this and substituting this, I'll get a simple question, integration of t raised to 7, and integration of t raised to 7 is t raised to 8 upon 8. Resubstituting the value of t, I'll get the required answer. Now, if you compare the question with the answer again, look what we got. Here we have sin raised to 7x and the answer is sin raised to 8x upon 8. And the derivative of sin x is present with the function itself. So this brings up to the new formula. We have, if there's a function raised to any value and we have the derivative with the function itself, The answer can be written in this form. We can increase the power of the function by 1 and divide by the same number. Now let us try and use this formula in a question. So we have integration of tan raised to 5x into sec square x dx. We know that derivative of tan x is sec square x. See, there's tan x and there is sec square x as well. And tan raised to 5. So the value of n is 5. The value of f of x is tan x and the derivative of tan x is sec square x. So all the things are present in the question. So the answer can directly be written as tan raised to 6x upon 6 plus c. So using these tricks and using the type of substitution method, you should be able to solve the questions which are given on the screen.